Here we finally go, guys. Part 2 of our kitchen makeover. If you're just popping in and you haven't seen part 1, I will put that link down below. You're gonna want to go back to the beginning and see the outdated, very brown, very beige, very dirty kitchen that we started with. I'll give you a little glimpse here to catch you up. We made a lot of progress in the first part of our video. Just cleaning everything out, brightening up the space with some paint. I even painted the floors. If you want to see how all that was done, check that out down below and come back here for the very final reveal with all of the finishing touches. Speaking of little details, if you could go ahead and like this video for all of the hard work that we put into this kitchen. It helps my channel out so much. And if you are new, I'd love to have you hit that subscribe button, turn on your notification bell, because we have several makeovers in the works right now. Thank you guys so much for sticking with me for this video. There were a lot of delays in making it. So let's take it back to where we left off, and that was with the countertops. So we went over and we looked at all of the different options when it came to ordering countertops. We looked at everything high to low. We kind of landed on choosing between a solid surface, which is a little bit below a quartz, and then a laminate with the look that we were going for. The slight curve, or just a sharp edge. This is a budget makeover, so we ended up landing on the laminate, but I'm really happy with the color that we picked. Hate all you want on laminate, it has honestly been pretty indestructible for us. The longest wait in this project was actually my IKEA order. Everything was backed up due to COVID. When I finally got my order through, it was super sketchy whether it was actually gonna be there when I went to pick it up. Looks like I'm getting my order. We'll see. Here's a little bit of a look at what I got, but I'll show you guys later in the organization where all that stuff ended up. Next came the oh so much fun part of assembly IKEA furniture. The instructions did not say you needed a knee and a heel of your foot for that, but it's the only thing that worked to get that together. It looks like it'd be easy, it was just really hard to push into place. So from IKEA, I picked up a drawer organizer that actually fit these drawers. If you notice, we only had a small set of skinny drawers in our kitchen before. When we added this island, I was so excited because we actually had space to organize our utensils. So that was the first thing that I did here. I organized everything that we use most frequently over on the left, and then our measuring cups and things over on the right. We went for a minor upgrade from one IKEA plate set that we've had for probably 5 years to a new one with a more neutral color. And here's your girl spending an unusual amount of time hanging up a shelf that I of course ended up moving. Either way, still like the shelf. It's about $5 for all the pieces. Definitely a great find if you're working on a budget. Honestly guys, sometimes you just have to hang it up on the wall to see if you like it. You just need to play around with things sometimes. I follow someone on Instagram who always talks about it's just a nail in the wall, it's just a hole. Don't be afraid to put the nail in the wall. Unless you're renting, then maybe look into command strips. It's countertop day! Boop, 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 boop. First step in taking this counter off is getting all the screws that are underneath, attaching it to the cabinets down here. I was gonna say, we also have to score this back piece back here, but in most spots of our kitchen, it's not even attached to the wall anymore. If you haven't already, like this video and leave a comment for our favorite resident plumber, Nick. He went through and made sure everything from the sink was unattached down below before he did actually end up scoring the wall, just to make sure we didn't take too much of it with us when we took the counters off. And by we, I mean Nick and my dad. They took the counters off and I watched. I forgot to mention this earlier, but one of the reasons we went with the laminate is because we could do the demo and the install ourselves and we wouldn't have to pay someone to do that. To design our countertops, we took our measurements to Menards, they laid it out, and then they had the countertop shipped to the store where we picked it up. It took about 2 weeks to get here. One tip I will say is if you don't install your countertops right away when you pick them up, make sure you lay them somewhere flat in the meanwhile. We had them kind of propped in a weird way in our garage, which caused it to bow a little bit. It did eventually settle over time, but it's not as perfect as it could be because of the material this countertop is made out of. Just keep that in mind.
Yeah, I think the screws here and the screws there.
It looks so much bigger because we took out that chunk on the back. The countertops came with all the instructions and everything needed to install them, so Nick went ahead and did that on the bottom here, and then he and my dad put them in place. To install this countertop, it says to just hit it here. There's some instructions, but we're gonna go ahead and cut with our new circular saw from Hart. We have a countertop. Now that the counter's in, it's time to get out our sink. We picked this up at Menards. It's the Tuscany brand, and we decided to go with a dual sink, but one side is bigger than the other side. So this will still be our garbage disposal side. This will be where our massive amount of dishes go. I think this is the third sink in the house that we've replaced, so Nick has learned to put the faucets on before we put the sink in. And comment down below if you noticed the one thing that we did wrong and did not fix yet. I forgot to show the silicone that we added to the bottom of the sink to secure it into place. Here I am just wiping up the excess that got outside of the edge. Did it. I'm so excited about that. Hold on. The inaugural first dish. Now it looks like our sink. Alright, I'm back from Lowe's with some samples for the backsplash up here. I feel so fancy. We're never sample people. I found these two honeycombs that I really liked. I couldn't remember the color of the gray that was in our counter, so I wanted to try them both here. And I just got a normal, pretty classic subway tile. These are 15 cents a tile, but would be a lot more work to do. I know I would like the look of it, but it would be a lot more work to do them just because they're all single and they need all the spacers and all that. We've never done that before. The sheets seem easier to do just because it's gonna be quicker. Here is our first look at what the options are against the countertop. My thought in the car was that I would like the gray better. While we took some time to think about the backsplash, I decided to tackle one of my least favorite things that remained in the room. These 20-year-old blinds. This is the spackling we had around the house. I used it to patch up all of the holes from the curtain rods, and then I went around to all the other walls and found any holes left from things that were hanging on the wall before. Our bathroom makeover, I learned the valuable lesson of punching the anchor through the wall and not pulling it out. The curtains I had on that specific day were too short, so I ended up having to take them back. In the meanwhile, I tackled the baseboard problem, which I showed you the last video, me pulling them off, the gross kind of peel and stick trim. Well, I came up with a different solution to make it feel like our cabinets were kind of built in and tied in with the trim that we already had. Bear with me, I know this looks a little bit crazy, but wait till the very end reveal to see it all come together. Okay, this better work. I had to go to 2 Targets to get the curtains for this window. I took back the curtains from yesterday because they didn't have the correct length. I had to go to one Target for one of the panels and the other Target for the other panel. I don't even want to go into the detail of why this was so difficult, but this was the most frustrating thing of our kitchen makeover by far. This was not the most frustrating thing of the kitchen makeover. I think I'm just gonna do this the easy way. Okay, there they are. Oh, good. Disgusting warning, because this is a cleaning channel and I've kept all of our dirt very real with you. This is the sliding door that was this way when we got it, and I've tried to clean it at least 3 times since we've lived here, and I could not get it up. I saw a TikTok of someone suggesting this mixture of cleaning supplies. I tried it out and it worked, and I was shocked. It is a new weekend. I am determined to finish the kitchen this weekend, which means we have a lot of touch-up work to do. Finishing the trim that I was just working on. I've just finished patching these holes over here. I'm gonna touch it up with the paint now. I'm gonna tackle this, finishing this off today and sealing it. And I have a little idea for this corner. I'm not sure what's gonna happen there, but we're gonna try it out. Biggest thing that we're tackling today is the backsplash. Nick is heading out now to go get our saw that we have to borrow to be able to do this. Got all the supplies last night. Wish us luck, we've never done this before. So here are all the mosaics that we picked up from Lowe's. I will link them down below. We got a few tools too. This one stamps it on. We have the grout spreader. I don't know if it has a technical name. Got these spacers in case we need them, and some sponges for the grout when we're done stamping them on the wall. This is the saw that we're using. It's a tile saw. We're borrowing it from our neighbor, but you can also rent them. I don't know if I said this, but we've never done this before. This is the grout color. This charcoal. I'm gonna be completely honest with you. The backsplash did not go well. It all started with the wrong mortar tool, so we had way too much on the wall. We had to peel it off, start over, and it was then we should have realized it wasn't going to end well. Excuse me while I watch a quick video and figure out how to do this. I think I went wrong in several different places. Looking back, we probably should have gone with the subway tile. Yes, it does look good from afar. Don't look at it too close up. That's just what happens when you do DIYs. Sometimes you fail, sometimes you succeed. This is definitely one of my failures. Just wanted to be very real with you. So part of the hard part was just cutting the little bitty tiles around all of our outlets. Some of it was the unlevelness of the countertop and trying to make sure that the ends met up well. And then a lot of it was just us and our inexperience. But you live and you learn. Sometimes you have to learn a lesson. And my lesson was that I am not a tiler. So I am not going to be attempting backsplash in the future. This is the one thing that I would probably, looking back, would pay somebody to do it for sure, because I really would like it to be done really well the next time in our future house. We spent an entire day doing what I think should probably take a few hours. Most of the footage I took was from the beginning of that day. We kind of ended up with the system of Nick cutting on the saw and me sticking everything to the wall, and that's why I blame myself in the end for this and for making us attempt this. While that's drying, I'm gonna move on to fixing this wall. So if you saw part 1 of the kitchen makeover, then you know that I put this brick wallpaper here on the wall. One of my rolls came messed up and they were supposed to send me a new roll, but they're actually out and I cannot get this exact same wallpaper anywhere to finish off the wall. So what I've come up with is a solution to that, because I don't wanna take down what's up there. I like what's up there. I'm gonna go ahead and make it look like I tried to do something on purpose, and that was kind of like a half wall here where I'm gonna put this board up, paint the bottom a different color. And I think it's actually gonna work out really well because it's gonna add a color into this kitchen that doesn't really have any color. This cool thing on Amazon that plugs into your outlet so that you can hide all of your cords somewhere else and your kids can't get into the outlet. So I'll link that down below. It's in my Amazon shop. It's really cool. Big day. Okay guys, I'm grouting. Again, I just want to stress how much I do not know what I'm doing. I mixed up my grout. Honestly, we just have to finish it now. I'm so ready to be done with this and lah. Okay, I want you to learn from my mistake. If you are doing this, I don't know if this goes for everyone, maybe it's just because it's my first time, but grout in small sections. I don't know why that didn't occur to me. Like, why did that not occur to me? I ended up paying for that because everything dried too quickly for me to go back and wipe it off. I had to work my ass off to chip away at the grout to get it to what it is now, and it's still nowhere near what I would like it to be. So learn from me, please. Verge of tears because of how hard and frustrating this has been. Hopefully that tool tomorrow will be able to clean it all up. Moving on to brighter things. My dad came over to save the day. He helped me install this light. That's my next goal, is to learn how to switch out lighting fixtures. Do you know how to do that? Comment down below, let me know. Is it something that I should already know? Almost all-nighter, I finally finished the kitchen. Let's take a little trip down memory lane, remember what it looked like before. Excited to finally share this kitchen. Thank you guys so much for sticking with me and waiting for this video. I think it was definitely worth it. Now I want to show you around the kitchen a little bit, show you some of my favorite parts. Isn't it so much better than where we started? This little wall came together so well. I love the look of the open shelves. Up here I've got the bowls that I most use. Up top I've got these glasses that I left empty. You could use them, I've seen people use them for like lemonade and drinks. These are from IKEA. You also could store, you know, oatmeal, flour, whatever you want in there. And these are my bowls from Anthropologie. I love the color of these bowls. It was kind of what inspired the color of the wall down here. I just realized we never ended up getting the stools for underneath, but I kind of like the open look of it. I finally sealed this last night so I can work without worrying about it. We went back and forth on what kind of countertop we wanted in here, if we wanted to do a bigger upgrade or if we wanted to go with something that was more affordable, and then we were able to do part of it ourselves. So that's what we went with, was this kind of it's not marble, I don't know what you call this look, but it's kind of like a gray base with some white veining through it. Just under $500, the most expensive part of the kitchen. We found the most modern, most minimal lip that you could. So we've got the sink, and the sink came with this faucet down here. I like that it's a pull down faucet. It's already been really handy for doing the dishes. A little snake plant that I picked up from Lowe's. This little stand came in a 2-pack from Marshall's. Really loving the smell of this dish soap right now. For our hand soap, I found this container on Amazon. I thought this was really cute, little amber container. It comes in a 2-pack. So we've got our hand soap in there. Comes to organizing. I found one of these pot/lid holders on Amazon, which made everything in here that was just kind of all spread out, stacked up nice and neatly. Again, another Amazon find, this little spinning spice rack. If you want to, you could just pick it up, take it all down with you, or we've got everything labeled. The tops of these are nice because you can go for the whole pour out, just a little sprinkle. In the last video, I went through these drawers and tried to be a lot more intentional and thought through where things were and how much we use them. This over here is our little coffee nook. I wanted to make use of this corner, and I kind of wanted to get the coffee maker off of the counter so that we had more counter space. It took a long time to find something that would fit here specifically just because of the weird measurement of this wall. So I actually don't drink coffee, so this is all foreign to me. This is a Ninja something. This is the little coffee maker that we have. What's really cool is it was able to fit our Instant Pot in here. I was pretty surprised by that, so I love that we can just grab that out of here. On the other side, we have our larger bowls, cooking bowls. Down here in the baskets, we've got extra coffee because this is a coffee station. This is kind of just for miscellaneous things. Right now, there's a cookbook in here and a first aid kit. Also a little breakfast area because we got the toaster here. IKEA, we've got our sugar and our coffee containers. This wall art I found at Hobby Lobby. It was on spring clearance, $5, right around there. Our pantry could use a little tidying up, but this is what we've got going on in here. One of the things I did add recently, ta-da, light. Remote controlled puck lights that I found on Amazon. I stuck them on the wall with a command strip, but you can screw them in. So everyone in the comments of the last video was saying to do this. I added lights underneath of the cabinet. Of course, you can't really tell right now because it's the middle of the day. If you do lose your remote or anything like that, you can also just press on the light. Forgot to mention my little guy up here. This light is again from Amazon. Makes the room so much cozier. And an update on the floor and how the floor is holding up. I think it looks really good still. I did add a rug just for some cozy factor. I think we have one little scratch that we made from standing on a big chair during this project, but for the most part, it looks really great and is holding up. Comment down below what your favorite part of this whole makeover was. I think the thing that made the biggest difference for me was painting the cabinets white and taking out this cabinet over here. Thank you guys so much for watching. We have another exciting video coming up. We are tackling the living room next, so you don't want to miss that. Subscribe so that you don't do that. Turn on your notification bell so you see when new videos are posted. Thank you guys so much for watching, and happy cleaning.